guys, my name is Diem. Welcome to my channel. This is my very first video on my everyday makeup routine. I hope you all enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe. So I already did my brows off camera just to save time because this video is going to be like 12 minutes long anyways. So let's start out with primer. I use the NYX Honeydew Me Up, which is so good. I have oily skin and even though it's like honey, which is like hydrating, I still really like it. Now for foundation, this is what I've been using lately. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's what I have. So this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade 117. And I just do, I'm like running low on it. I just do what looks like 2 pumps in the back of my hand. And then I just take this foundation brush. This is a Sedona Lace brush. It's the 727 brush. And I don't like too much coverage on my cheeks, especially towards right here because that's where I tend to get the oiliest. I do like a lot of coverage down here though because I do have rosacea in those spots. Alright, and then once you've applied it to your face with the brush, I just go in with my damp beauty blender and blend it out. So then for concealer, I use the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 10 Light, which is pretty much my skin tone, and normally I like to use something a little bit lighter, but what I do is I actually lighten it up with a color corrector, which I know everyone's going to be like, that's not what you use color corrector for, but I use a little bit of it and it works perfectly. So yeah, you guys will see it looks nice at the end. And then the color corrector, I use the Sephora brand one, and it had like literally the worst applicator ever, so I just like grabbed a brush and stuck it in there and I can't get this thing off. So yeah, so this is the yellow color corrector by the Sephora brand. So I'm just gonna take some of that and just put, oh, I forgot the other eye. So I just take this and just put a little bit, honestly not a lot, because if it's too much it's gonna look yellow. But if it's just a little bit like this, it'll look really natural. And if you have a yellow undertone, then use yellow. But if you have a pink undertone, use pink. So, you know, you get it. If you have a neutral undertone, just pick one. Okay, so the next step is really out of order, but I do it because before I put my powder highlighter on, I put on a cream highlighter. This is the Benefit What's Up cream highlighter, and you can't put this over powder because it will end up looking cakey. So what I do is I put it on before I set my foundation and my concealer, and I set it with highlighter before I set the rest of my face, which sounds really out of order and really strange, but it ends up looking the best at the end. So I just go ahead, I like to do circles so it doesn't like move around my foundation too much. Because if you just do like that, it will move your foundation around. And it still does move my foundation around a little bit. And then I just blend that out with my finger. Okay, and then once that's blended out to the best you can get it, because it is a little bit tough to work with, I just go in with my highlighter, which I use Becca's Moonstone. I have a little travel size one right now, and I just take my Morphe M510 brush and just set that cream highlighter very lightly though. Right. And then once that's set, you can go ahead and set the rest of your face. I use the No. 7 translucent powder. This is from the drugstore. It's probably the best translucent powder I found at the drugstore. It does lighten your foundation just the slightest, but if you don't mind that, then you'll really like this. Once I'm done with that, I like to go in and contour. I don't actually use a contour powder to contour. I use a bronzer, and the bronzer I'm going to be using is actually from a palette, so it's going to be a little harder to come by, but it's basically just the Tarte Amazonian Clay bronzer, and it's this shade right here from their new holiday palette in the shade Provocative. And I'm going to take that on a Sedona Lace 813 brush. It's just a nice fluffy duo fiber brush, and I just pick up a little bit and just go in like this. I like to hold my brush kind of at an angle so that way it creates a sharper line while still blending it up above. And then I just take that on my temples as well, on my jawline, on my nose, and a little bit under my lip. And then that's it for bronzer. As far as blush, I like to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Exposed. It's a really pretty, just nice like purpley nude shade that pretty much goes with any eye look you do. And I'm gonna take, my dog chewed on the end of this, but don't worry, I like washed it and everything. This is the Sedona Lace 850 brush. This back and then onto the apples of my cheeks because I want the most product here and then less in the center. Okay, and then now back to highlight. I'm going to take that same Morphe M510 brush and my Moonstone highlighter, and this time I'm going to be applying a lot more, and it still looks really natural and pretty while giving you the highlight that you want. And then I just go on my nose and my Cupid's bow. Alright, and then that is it for the face. Now moving on to the eyes, I start with my primer, and I use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is just the original one. I don't like any of the other ones because I don't like having too much color on my lids. So I just go in and apply it with this. And then just blend that out with my fingers. And I do take it up to my brow bone as well. And then for the eyes, this is what I use every single day, ever since I got it, which I got it like last May. I've used this so much. It is the Morphe 35O palette. It looks like this, and this is perfect because I love doing like warm eyes, and I don't really do that much on my eyes every single day, but what I do, then this is perfect for it. So I'm going to take a mixture of these two shades right here and apply that from my brow bone to crease area. So I take more of the lighter shade than the darker one and just put that right there, focusing most on the product on my brow bone. This is a Morphe M422. too.
Can you help?
Yeah, can you open it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now from that palette, I'm gonna take a mixture of these two shades right here, and I'm gonna put that in my crease using a Real Techniques base shadow brush. Okay, and that is actually it for the top of the eyes, but for the lower lash line, I like to go in with a small definer brush like this guy, just a nice smudger brush. This is the Urban Decay Naked Smoking Brush, and I'm using the smaller side with just those same two colors that we put in our crease. Alright, and that is it for the eyeshadow. Now, the final step is mascara. For mascara, I'm using my Tarte Tarteist mascara, and this is really nice. It does tend to get a little bit clumpy, but you just have to use it in moderation, and it'll be your best friend. So I'm just going to apply this to my top and bottom lashes. And I don't curl my lashes because I just can't be bothered in the morning. And also I really just don't like the way that my lashes look curled, because my lashes are reasonably long but they're very spaced out. So when I curl them, they look like they're all going in different directions. So I just don't curl them. Now, I like to go back in for my brows and actually apply my brow gel now, which I use the Essence Make Me Brow. And the reason I do this is because when you're doing the rest of your makeup, if you do your brows first, you apply powders and everything, and those powders will get in your brows and they'll get on it and look ashy, and then once you apply your brow gel, all the powder will be swept away and it'll look natural and natural again. So yeah, that's what I prefer to do, but obviously you can do whatever you want. Okay, and then the last step is the lips. And I pretty much have only used one lipstick. When I do wear lipstick, this is all I ever use, especially on a daily basis. And that is the Kylie Lip Kit in the shade Candy K. The formula is amazing on these, and I personally have never found a better liquid lipstick than these. This is the finished look. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.